Hey guys, I'm Mitch.
I'm Austin.
This is Super Platinum Achievement, and Sony just released a State of Play today, and it's been a while, so we're going to talk about that. But first, if you guys are new here, make sure to hit that subscribe button down below at the end of this video. If you liked it, give it a big thumbs up by hitting that like button, and also share with your friends too. We appreciate all of that. So, for the first time in a while, Sony had a State of Play, and they talked about quite a bit.
Yeah, so they bolstered talking about 15 games, and they did. Overall, it was just
nothing huge.
Yeah, but regardless, we're still going to go through what we saw today, talk about it, tell you our opinions on it. And,
the first thing they showed was Stellar Blade, one that was announced all the way back in 2022.
And boy,
had delays.
Does it look stellar?
Yeah. Very gorgeous looking game. Yeah. Very Final Fantasy, Nier, Bayonetta, Platinum Games style.
So Japanese.
Very Japanese looking. But it looks great. It looks like it could be one of the best games, honestly, of the year. Mm-hmm. And I am excited for that. You play as Eve, and it's kind of like a post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah, so the idea is the humans left Earth because some monster awoke and tried to kill them. So now you're like part of the team that's supposed to go back to try to eliminate the monsters to make Earth habitable. It looks good.
It comes out on April 26th.
Yes,
so we have a release date.
About 3 months from now, so it's pretty exciting. So should be fun.
And the next one was another surprise Sonic game. This is Sonic and Shadow Generations. Yeah. At this point, I'm never excited about Sonic games anymore. They're just kind of the same thing rehashed over and over again. Even the ones that were supposed to be way better, and a lot of people thought they were way better, to me, was still just meh. So, not a whole lot to say about that one. It's coming out this fall. And then we got one that we don't know a ton about, ZZZ, Zenless Zone Zero.
Yeah, so that was another Japanese, almost kind of hack and slash, but there literally was no story. It was just kind of a short little trailer with kind of more anime-looking art style than like the hand-drawn cartoon versus like
more comic-looking.
Yeah,
than
that's kind of what I was going for.
Final Fantasy style game.
So kind of looked a little hack and slashy as well, but that was kind of about it. And then they had no date or anything.
Nothing. We don't know anything about that besides of what it's going to look like. So,
but another game that looks
like it's going to be the game of the year.
Yes. Foam Stars comes out February 6th.
Yeah,
so that's like a week away. Other than that, I don't know if anyone's really
not Splatoon.
No, it's not Splatoon. It's instead of paint, you're using foam. Mm-hmm. So it looks like it's a Splatoon. Surfboards meets Mario Party. Foam Stars.
This game's gonna be a flop. I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't,
we're not excited for it.
If it wasn't gonna be like the fact that it's gonna be free for PlayStation Plus subscribers, I don't think anyone would actually get it. So maybe give it a shot. Another game that was kind of out of left field there was Dave the Diver's coming to PlayStation. So it's been on PC for a bit. It's got a big cult following. I know it's kind of like the Subnautica kind of vein where you explore the ocean and you got to avoid monsters and whatnot. So yeah, that looks kind of fun. Coming in April. And then they're having a Godzilla DLC for Dave the Diver that comes out in May. So that could be interesting. But Dave the Diver fans, look out for that one, I guess.
Another game that we don't really know a ton about, besides that it looks like a dungeon crawler, Diablo,
Hades kind of style game.
Dark Side of Genesis, and that's a V Rising coming out this year at some point.
I think you're a vampire, thus the V.
Yes, that's our assumption. You look like a vampire when it shows the character.
So the castle with like the gothic music behind it. So I mean,
it looks fun. I could get behind it.
I like those
especially if it's multiplayer. I love multiplayer dungeon crawlers. So that could be a lot of fun. So that comes out this year. No date, just 2024 is all we got. Yeah. And then the next one was probably the biggest surprise.
So this was the biggest surprise is that I said, we're just going to have Konami come out and show off their new Silent Hill game. Oh, Silent Hill 2. And then it wasn't Silent Hill 2. Yeah. So looking at the trailer that they released, it's called Silent Hill, The Short Message. Mm-hmm. It looks like they finally released a full version of PT from a couple years ago. All that drama with Konami and Kojima and the new Silent Hills. That was the the playable teaser. This looks like a game built off that, 'cause there's definitely some elements that were taken from PT, like the exact bathroom that from PT, and then the whole idea of hallway running. Could be interesting, but the other interesting thing is it is a free game that came out today.
It's available right now.
Yeah.
So go play it. I know I'm going to be playing it when I have time later tonight.
And then moving on to the next psychological horror,
which is the one we did expect when they announced that, and that is Silent Hill 2 Remake.
Yes.
Still no date, though. All they said is in development for PS5. So,
does it look bonkers.
It looks amazing. I mean, it's still Silent Hill 2, just completely remade from the ground up, so we don't need to go into depth about that. Hopefully we get it sooner than later, but I would not have my hopes up for 2024. It's more than likely going to be 2025.
Yeah, unfortunately. Moving down the list, there was another game that was advertised from the maker of, or creator, whatever, same word, of BioShock. And surprise, it looks like BioShock. So the game's called Judas, and it looks like you're set in a space station. I love the BioShock series, so I'm super excited for this one. There was no date for it.
No date at all, so probably 2025 at the soonest. Once again, this is a multi-platform game, even though obviously it's advertised through PlayStation and it said in development for PS5. This is going to be multi-platform and come to Xbox and PC.
It'll be a while, but it looks good.
And then the next one they talked about was a great-looking VR title for PSVR 2, and that's Metro Awakening. Don't know when it takes place in the Metroverse. We got the 3 other games there, but it looks really good for a VR game.
And I think that was the point of the PSVR 2 was, they're going to make it strong enough to handle games and make it look like it should be on the normal console. Unfortunately, that means the price is really high, so they got to get more titles like this to entice people to buy it, because after watching that, I'm like, I kind of think I could get into that, depending on the length of it, of course. So there's no actual date, just said 2024, but I mean, it looks super cool. If you're a fan of the Metro series, I think it's going to be,
it could be up there with, Half-Life Alyx with being a phenomenal VR game. So then another VR game that we got that just looks like it could be a lot of fun. Not as stunning visually, but this is called Legendary Tales, and all it showed is just the mechanics of what VR can be and should be.
Picking up skeletons and just punching them in the face and
just bashing things with sword and shield.
But it's kind of like it's a fantasy style game, so honestly, you get kind of Elder Scrolls vibes from it. But it's kind of cool. I mean, you're blocking, you're hitting with the sword, you're deflecting blows, you're doing magic. It looked kind of cool, honestly.
My assumption is that from the title Legendary Tales, that it's going to be a bunch of legendary tales involved.
They did
because at the end you see Mjolnir, Thor's hammer. We got one right here. Yeah, exactly. So I assume it's going to have a lot of that. There's probably Excalibur in there, stuff like that. So it looks like a good entry into VR.
In just a brief snippet in the trailer, it showed another player. So I'm hoping that it is a multiplayer game, because that could be super fun to be doing that with someone else. Here, catch a skeleton.
Play catch with the skulls.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what they were doing, because he literally had a skull and bashed another skeleton in the head with it. So
another game that's coming that is most likely up there with the most anticipated games of 2024, and that's Dragon's Dogma 2. Lately, Capcom has not missed on what they've come out with. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, very Monster Hunter-esque, obviously, from Capcom, and it takes a lot of the elements from the first Dragon's Dogma and puts it in there with the whole team battle with your squad, I guess what they're called, so that's going to be a lot of fun. That comes out March 22nd, so right around the corner.
Really soon. So excited for that, because I'm a big fan of Monster Hunter World. So I think, kind of getting back into that element with friends, it could be a really good time.
Another game coming on March 22nd.
Yeah, the same day. This is Barbenheimer 2.0. Rise of the Ronin. We got a full kind of gameplay-esque trailer of Rise of the Ronin, and naturally, we're going to compare it to Ghost of Tsushima. It's very similar. So it's set way later in the time period. So it's set in 1858. So the 19th century. So it's kind of this getting to be more modern style for, I'm assuming the whole story is going to be, the samurai and Ronin are going away, and you're kind of the last one, obviously, and because guns are being introduced, and they show that off. You're using
muskets.
You're
that
using
can fire
muskets
2 times in a row.
3. It was 3 musket shooting 3 times.
Yeah.
Accurate lore for sure.
Looks like it could be a lot of fun.
Could be fun.
The downside is graphics wise,
Yeah.
it looks like a early generation PS4 title.
Yeah, which is kind of shocking. I mean, we're into year 4 of the PS5. You think
it'd look better? I mean, Team Ninja has made phenomenal games.
Yeah.
Obviously, the Neo titles.
Yes.
Could be a great game. I'm not as excited as I was when it was first announced, to be honest. But comes out the same day as Dragon's Dogma 2, which could be a mistake on their behalf.
it could be.
So, we'll find out.
So then a fan favorite game got announced that it's getting enhanced for the PS5, and that is Until Dawn.
And PC.
And PC, yes, for sure. So Until Dawn was kind of the Supermassive Games originally made it, and it was, for you don't know, it was one of those your choices matter, and whatever you do could affect literally if the characters die or not. So Until Dawn was super fun, and then obviously they continued with their anthology, the Man of Medan and stuff like that, which haven't been as good. I think Until Dawn hit the best. So it's getting a enhanced version, which if you haven't played it, I recommend it because it is so fun. And if you are scared of jump scares in Saw style
you're
horror,
controlling a horror movie.
yeah,
is what
it literally what it is, and it's like if you got put in the middle of Saw in the middle of a cabin in the woods. It's insane.
Put your headphones on, turn the lights off,
play with someone if you need to. It was fun.
It's a good time. So
and then they closed the show with
Death Stranding 2
on the beach. So we got quite a long trailer for that, and I have no idea what's going on.
Neither of us, I guess, to put that out there, we haven't played Death Stranding.
I will speak for my friends who have played Death Stranding. They also have no idea what's going on. It made no sense in the first game, and it looks like it carries right on into this one with the bridge babies and the tar pits and the strings. And I mean, it's got the Kojima weirdness all over it, and it's going to be interesting. It looks incredible.
It looks beautiful.
I mean, it might be one of the best looking games to ever come out. When it does come out, 2025 is the release date, no actual day, but boy does it look insane. So yeah,
that's what they ended with.
Then they teased, they had Kojima come out there with Herman Holst. So Kojima said that he's currently working on an action espionage game, which he has no experience ever doing before. So he was kind of talking about how in 2 years it's going to be his 40th year in making games. So he's going to reintroduce or reinvigorate the style of game that essentially made him famous, the Metal Gear series. So is what I'm talking about here. So he said once they're kind of done with Death Stranding 2 is when they're going to go into full development for that. But they say it's going to be the most cutting edge technologically with movie aspects of a game we've ever seen. So because they talked about how Sony also they do games, movies, and music. So this game's going to incorporate all of that. It's super Kojima. That's just what he does.
And it zooms out and you see that they're at Sony Studios, Columbia Pictures.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they're trying to say exactly.
Yeah, I don't know if that's supposed to be
going to be a movie game. If they're also like, oh yeah, we're also working on an actual movie with
if there's
Kojima.
If there's going to be a game, and then you got to go see the movie, and then
you got to watch the movie while you're playing the game.
I mean, so
with your VR headset.
That's it.
I don't know.
You nailed it.
But that's it. That's a summary of everything. It had some really good stuff in there. Nothing huge like we would really hope from PlayStation.
I was hoping for one more big announcement for a game hey, coming out, boom, this fall. Here is,
or even I would have accepted
next Naughty
spring
Dog
next
title
year. Yeah, but we didn't hear anything from a big PlayStation-owned studio. We didn't hear anything from Concord, which is Fire Sprite or whatever.
Yeah.
Studios. Nothing from Bungie. Nothing from Sucker Punch. Nothing from any PlayStation.
Maybe with Rise of the Ronin, they're not going to do the next Ghost of Tsushima. Maybe that's going to be later on. So nothing big. No Final Fantasy because they did announce at the very end next week they're going to do a dedicated State of Play to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yes. So that's probably going to be the entire State of Play. So look out for that. Mm-hmm. Other than that, that was it.
What
we got. So
Not bad, not great. What did you guys think of it? Let us know in the comments. What game are you looking forward to the most? I'll say personally, I think mine's probably Stellar Blade.
Yeah, I think I'm with Stellar Blade on that one too.
So, and that one's coming, sooner than later. Coming
for like
April,
this year, I guess. Cause
yes.
Like Judas looked cool, and obviously Metro Awakening, but I don't have a VR, so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good looking games, but let us know what you think. If you like this video, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Smash that subscribe button, and we'll see you again soon on
Super Platinum Achievement.
Later.